Up and running. Back in action. Sorry, you missed a great shot that Jerry Baker played in the previous set. He was 3 down and played an incredible shot to get the shot.
Yeah, as we said, that shot from Jerry certainly is a game changer. Looks like the whole momentum is beginning to shift. Jerry's holding a couple this head that sort of spurred his front break on now. And Jerry's holding 2.
Jerry's saying he's a bit quick. Not so quick. How quick?
Well, he was maybe carrying a yard, but he found the set perfectly. No danger at all to play with a yard of weight. Might have just fattened the head up a little bit for Victor. Don't think it'll change Victor's shot at all.
3 down. Big swing in the game, as we said.
Yeah, if Jerry picks up a 3, as we said, we've reached the halfway stage of the game. Victor missed that one, so it could be 3 down. So now Jerry Baker is leading 7 shots at 2-5.
As we said, he could have been 9-3 down. Now he's 7-5.
Yeah, it certainly was a big change. Only 1-2 of those ends, you know. He has to play maybe 3 really good shots in a game, and it sort of not only encourages your team, motivates your team, but sort of demoralizes the opposition as well. Now it's in Brian Dixon's game. There's a lot of half-halves going there. Looks like Brian Dixon's in control of that game. Harold Miller is 9 shots, 8 up against Prince after 10 ends. And James Galloway is 9-4 up against Heinz Schleiser after 8 ends. Is sticking to the 2-meter mark. I think Jerry has picked up on something here. Victor is not playing as well on the longer ends as he is on the short ends, but it certainly hasn't detracted from Andres. Andres has certainly had a solid game today, so it's how they finish. Sure, having said that, Andreas certainly had a bit of rush of blood there. Yeah, that shot that Jerry played 2 ends ago seems to have unsettled the Bryanston team. They were in a very good position, holding 3 shots when Jerry got the shot with his last ball, and sort of demoralized Morningside. The last couple of heads, they just haven't been that close, so that now it's up to Letabo. He needs to show his mettle. He is a couple of shots down now. Right, so Victor is probably one shot down at this stage, possibly two. And Tabo's last bowl basically over-adjusted. The bowl, once it reaches the 2 meter mark, it seems to run on a little bit.
Definitely.
And I think that's what caught Tabo out there. First ball ran through over a meter, and then he tried to drop that meter and ended up dropping a meter short.
Looks narrow, yeah.
No, it's not the shot. Jerry's still holding 1 or 2.
Not far, yeah, I don't think. Brilliantly played. And a touch.
So that's now 3, it could be 3 shots to Jerry. So after picking up a 3 last head, back-to-back 3s, that's 6 shots. It's up to Victor now to show what he can do. Victor is playing with a straighter bowl, so he's not going to get the same bend as Jerry did. And Victor is certainly not short with this bowl. Well, he found his bowl and came in a little bit, so it could still be 2, I think.
Could have saved a couple here. Taken 1 out.
It's 2 good efforts there from Victor. He doesn't get that bend as well. And it seems to be, if you do nip that grass, it bends away. So he gave himself the chance. He didn't want to get narrow and turn them in for north, but it's definitely 2. So Jerry will now take a lead. 9 shots, 2-5 after 10 heads. So the last couple of heads, the momentum of the game has certainly shifted. Good.
Another long head. That's the tactic.
Yep. Andreas hasn't been that good on the long heads, and that's where the problem is materializing now. He's at the beginning of the game, he was playing the 3/4 length pretty well and out bowling Johan, but the last couple of heads, the tide has turned. And Andreas just seems to have lost it for the time being on the long heads.
We apologize if we're losing signal on and off. There is load shedding. It's affecting our commentary. Jerry liking this, I think. Just didn't quite swing.
Andreas doesn't like that ball either. He seems to have just been rattled the last couple of ends and has gone off for a drink of water.
And he's had to play his backhand.
Yes, and I think that's the problem, when you select one side of the green, definitely is a plays better on his forehand. Something he'll have to work on.
Mark with not his best again. Lost. It's a few he's lost in the jack.
Yeah, I think everybody's battling on these longer heads. Letabo last end was pretty close.
This is certainly the worst head of the game, bowls-wise so far. Very loose head. Mark can get in here, adds pressure. Try, that's the shot.
That's another 2 or 3. As we mentioned earlier on about Letabo's concentration, he needs to keep those levels of concentration up. I hope his team, they are battling at the moment, and he's very close to it this time. That's a great shot there from Letabo. It looks like it's the shot as well. Very good draw there from Letabo.
They needed that one, Bobby.
Certainly.
The game could be running away.
Under pressure again. Yeah, they're going to try and score the next 2 heads, even if it is singles, just to keep them in touch.
Galloway 11-6 up on Schlesser. Prince 11-9 up on Muller.
Yeah, and Brian Dixon is now only 10-9 up in his game against Grant George. That is after 12 heads, so it's all the games are pretty tight at the moment. If you've got time, make a trip down to the Bedfordview Country Club. Wonderful facilities they've got. They've just built a brand new clubhouse, upgraded their facilities inside, a new bar area, new kitchen.
And a good turnout. Got a pretty good bank here. Thanks to our sponsors, Academy. Let's see what.
Yeah, the semi-finals will follow the quarter-finals at about 11:30, and then the finals will be this afternoon. So some good bowls to look forward to.
Victor playing with a little bit of weight, I think. No. Very good attempt. 1. Jerry drawing the shot there again.
Yeah, looking around now, Letabo looks a bit demoralized. He's looking around, and it's important to keep concentrating. It's still a long way to go. The last 3 hits certainly have been turned the game in favor of Morningside, but the game is still only halfway now, so there's still a lot of opportunity. I think it's important for Andreas now to get a few balls close. Certainly has lost his range the last couple of ends, particularly on the long heads. Again, he's just running through a little bit. It's not easy to draw to the jack on the full head because It does tend to run on once it reaches the jack.
All pretty good woods as an opener. Grant George's game also swinging a little bit.
Yeah, Brian Dixon was a few shots up, and Grant George is caught back into their game, and I think they're on our appeals.
Mark just swinging a little bit wide.
Well, that's two good draws there from Mike. He's certainly finding his range now as well, and it's up to Letabo to try and get something close now.
Looks like he's trying, yeah.
Very close. A great draw there from Letabo. That is number one. Yeah, certainly needed that. So well done, Letabo, the young gun from JBA. Everybody's really wishing him all the best in his bowls career. I know he's studying very hard at the moment. He's studying IT, technology. Bright young man. I think the only problem about studying IT, Cliffy, at a bowling club is most of the old guys at the clubs don't know how to work their phones, so they bring the phones every day to Carver to come and sort out for them.
I hope he's making a living. Jerry, a little narrow, yeah. Weight wasn't too bad. Victor looking to turn your hands, Bolt.
Yeah, Victor has been a little bit quiet the past couple of heads. He seems to have lost his confidence on the longer ends. That's where Jerry's caught him, and so it's a change of the mat now again, and he's still got the shot. So that's another one to Jerry. So it's 11-5 now after 12 ends, and as we said earlier, Cliffy, the change in the game was when Victor was holding the 3, and he had another ball to draw for 4, but then Jerry came in and played an absolute perler to draw the shot. So instead of Victor going 9-3 up, the score stayed on 5-4, and since then Victor has not got off the 5. Now 11-5, so Jerry's a very comfortable position with 2/3 of the game gone, 12 ends have gone, been played. Yeah. Yeah. Even though the heads aren't as tight on the fuller heads as they were on the three-quarter ends, Jerry is scoring on those heads.
No
So
question.
stick to what's working for you. You know, it doesn't have to say no, but you're playing well on the short heads, but you're not scoring. That's a good tactic there from Jerry because um, he certainly has rattled the Bryanston Sports side by playing the longer ends. And, you know, that's something you don't really see in bowls anymore, in a fours game. Guys playing long heads. It's normally the shorter three-quarter head because the players play better at those lengths. In Jerry's experience, he had to change something. His side were being out bowled on the shorter heads or three-quarter. Changed it to the full head, and since then hasn't looked back. Yeah, the score is now 10 all after 13 ends, and 14 ends ahead of everybody. New balls and JBA. This is the first season that they've joined. They were part of Kuruleni Bowls. First season in JBA, and they're really making their mark in both finals of JBA Trust. It looks like there's one more to Grand George there. Grand George back in 11-10 lead now after 14 ends. And Sabo is just getting a free shot. Good line again. He found his lines very well.
Shots.
Sabo's giving extra boost Jerry walking down now with a stringing depth. It wasn't so early in the ball in the beginning part of the game, but things are working for him now. He's walking with a sign of confidence.
Direction, definitely. Striking order.
Yeah. Yeah, bowls is a strange game, Cliffy. You know, you can play a game of bowls and not play well for a couple of heads, and you play one great shot, and all of a sudden something clicks in. And
You were offline at that stage. I called it. I said that you were
that little trigger, and since then Jerry's hardly put a foot wrong. Yeah, he has got the ball to rest in the forehand, but he's really looking for the ball there. He's got the ball and he's running. I don't know if it's the shot. There's no communication there from the front ground. Mike and Deva from Morningside said we are schooling. Oh, yeah, he's really found this player now. He hasn't, yeah.
Plus, the danger too.
Yep. But that's confidence, you know. When you're playing with confidence, you know you're going to miss it. You know, when you're not playing with confidence, if you play the shot, you will turn it in. So Jerry's playing with a lot of confidence now, and going to be very, very difficult to beat now on this form. Letabo's asking Victor to throw the couple of the weight on his forehand. Hopefully he can use the outside ball to get onto the jack and spin the jack out to the side.
It's 12-10 up on Miller. 11 actually successfully catching up, so the games are tight.
Certainly are. The televised game, the streaming game that we are on at the moment is the only game that seems to be one side is running away. And Victor didn't play that ball with any confidence at all.
Strange, because
Very,
nothing
very,
to lose.
very poor weight there.
Well,
So that's another two now, and that's a sort of the white towel I think has been thrown in there, Kathy.
I think
The whole team
Jerry broke their hearts with that one shot.
yeah, and it looks like the you know, when you look at the front rank, you look at Andreas, and that Andreas' shoulders are hanging now, and been in that situation before where you just feel that nothing is working for you, and you must realise that they've still got 5 ends to go, 8 shots behind. And Jerry can basically close the game out now, but just if they drop a 1, that's no problem at all. Just consolidate the heads. Heinz Schleicher is 8-12 down against James Galloway after 13 ends. Prince is 12-10 down. Sapali. And you know, since that head, I think it was the 6th or 7th head, or maybe the 8th head, when Jerry played that shot. Since then, Johan van der Walt has really found his range, playing really well, totally out-bowling Andreas now, and that's what the turnabout in the game has been. Jerry himself has played some great bowls. Certainly has.
Also, as we said earlier, playing around the clock, and the minute he had to change to his backhand, he lost it totally.
Sure.
Let's see what happens here. Hopefully, he proves us wrong.
Good effort there, but it's amazing when things are just not going for you, then you get the wrong edge of the bowl. You know, that is the enigma about bowls. When you're playing well, playing with confidence, the shots do tend to go in your favour. So it's the old saying, you actually make your own luck. Victor's asked Letabo to reach the head, play with a couple of yards through the head. Yeah, maybe needed a bit more weight than that. You know, Letabo's got a very good running shot on him. And I'll be tempted to try and run those 2 balls out. Just to try and rattle something up, try and change something.
I agree with you. They have to be a little bit more aggressive, take the ease out, change them. I can pull the jackets good, but it's not up.
Yep, exactly what I call there. It's having a go.
Oh,
And he got a terrible result. If he got the bowls full, could have taken them both out. He got half the jack and half the bowl. Well, he's only one down now, but the result could have gone so much better. And as I said, he's got such a good running shot on him. When he plays that shot, he's complaining. He said everything, it's not working. I'm getting the piece of this, some piece of that, and that all. But all smiles from Victor, all smiles from Letabo, all in the game.
very unfortunate there. Thanks to our sponsors once again. Academy, Plascon, Shield Chemicals, Brushware Trust, Perfect Delivery, Larbex, Aero Bowls. It's not far here. Really finding it now.
Yes, he's playing with a lot of confidence now. So Jerry's last season, 2023 calendar year, has really done very well. He's the reigning champion of the South African mixed pairs, also the reigning champion of the South African men's pairs. Two national titles in 1 year. A great effort there from Jerry, and the older he gets, the better he seems to be playing.
Good second, but it's not enough. Needs to score here.
Yeah, well, he's got a good. I think the important thing was to try and get second first, and now he's got an opportunity to either run Jerry's ball or put the jack in the box for three.
Hell of a shot again.
Jerry's worked that out. He said, let me try and get something through, but he's just not quite reaching. But there is an opportunity now to try and trail that jack or find the shot ball.
Yeah, try trail the jack. Yeah, quite right. He's got to box the jack.
Yeah, so Letabo has called that shot. His jack is first prize. Put the jack in the box. Letabo does have a toucher in the ditch. Yeah, it was not Victor's best effort there, so it's another one of just pegging away with ones and twos, keeping Victor stuck on
Been
the
quite
five.
accurate the last 7 or 8 sets.
There's a lot of noise next door from Grand George. Must have played a couple of good shots. He's very vocal this morning, and he's taken the lead, 13-10 against Brian Dixon. Now he's just drawn the shot. I think he was two down. He's drawn number one. Scotty Davidson, the second for Brian Dixon from Modderfontein, says that he's still holding the shot.
Oh, George got a big shot here. He's got to try to hit the shot. Solution fighting back there. 12-9 only now. He's down. It's Galloway. Very good line. And the swing. Fast. Trace.
Well, there was two good balls there from Andreas. That's a very good tip from me. I said they're playing not playing well enough to get those 9, but who knows? Funnier things have happened, and if the Taba puts another 2 in there now, he could be holding 4. Put up Jerry a bit under pressure.
Looks a bit narrow from his hand. And he's not up. Very naughty.
Seems to be the ditch hand is a little bit heavier. A lot of players are playing short on the ditch hand. Mike can have certainly wobbled that one out of his hand. Right, so it's up to Letabo now. If he can draw maybe a front toucher, maybe move the jack a little bit for 3, give Victor an opportunity. I just hope Letabo has got the weight.
Doesn't look like it from his hand.
Yeah, very naughty there. Yeah. Like we said earlier on, that is Tabo's Achilles heel by dropping a lot of balls short. As a second, you, as we said many times this game, try and draw through the jack, not to the jack, particularly as a second.
Letting him go beautifully at the moment. This shouldn't be far. Really found his turn.
Yeah, Jerry just drawn the shot again. So, Jerry drew a good shot, but he was basically allowed to draw. The Tabo didn't exert any pressure on Jerry. So, if Victor can move the jack a little bit, he's drawn to the jack, which is a great ball. He's lying number 1, but 1 at this stage is not good enough.
I think Jerry will just try to get one close.
Yeah, he needs another ball in the head. Jerry's very good at closing out a game as well. You'll know dropping a 1 at this stage is no trains match. He'll try and draw as close as he can. I don't think he'll take any chances at this stage. He does have the best back, but if he doesn't get another ball in the head, he affords Victor an opportunity to make 3 by turning Jerry's side ball out. So, knowing Jerry, I think he'll just draw up to it and maybe try and get another ball in the head. Possibly, even possibly find those 2 blue balls on the side. Yeah, if Jerry finds the ball jack level on the inside of the jack, it will negate Victor's shot, and it will only allow Victor to draw for 2. Jerry is certainly going to play the shot that I thought he would. Try and draw another ball close into the head. There's a great line there, but anyway, that's sort of blocked Victor's chance to draw another. Now Victor has to think about this. He has to try and turn Jerry's ball through. It's not a clear run to the ball. He has to just miss Jerry's front ball. Try and hopefully he can turn Jerry's first ball out of the head for maybe 3 or 4. And possibly get back into the game. You're very close to it. Well, he's turned it once. A little bit unfortunate there. Andrea says, well bowled, so he might have made more than 1. Yeah, Could be a couple. Yep, Victor turned it through for 3. Great shot there by Victor. A little bit unfortunate. If he got the ball full, he would have made 4. Well, that sort of keeps him in the game. It's 14-8 after 15 heads. So it's 6 shots with 3 ends to play. Yeah, that game is heading for a photo finish, as well as the game that we have next door to Jerry. Grand George is 13-11 up against Brian Dixon with 2 ends to play. Yeah. I think the damage has been done. Andreas needs to really maybe get a front toucher now. Apply the pressure on. Give Latabu the confidence of drawing another couple. Possibly try and pick up another 3 to get back into the game. I picked up 1 3, I can get another. Yeah, it looks like Brian Dixon could pick up a number there. So Brian Dixon picked up a 3. He is now 14-13 up. So Brian Dixon is 1 shot up playing the last end. Very good finish there. Prince won his game by 17 shots to 10 after the 17th head. And on the end rink there we have James Galloway from Belgravia playing against Heinz Schleiser from Morningside. And also another close game there. James Galloway leads 12 shots to 10 after 14 ends. Back to our live stream game. Johan was close with his bowl, and he's really impressed this game on the big stage there, Cliffy. I think it's his first big match game, and he certainly has not disappointed. I think young Aiden De Smit, who's also been picked for the South African Green Squad, is reserve for Jerry's side. He did play a couple of weeks ago when Jerry wasn't available. So Aiden is in Spain at the moment, so I'm sure you'll be watching with interest to see how his side progresses. So Jerry is holding 2 good shots there, and it's a type of head where it's actually difficult to get the shot. It's only a dead draw. Well, Victor is sticking to the backhand, and he hasn't played many good bowls on the backhand coming down towards the board. Dropped a lot of short bowls coming down this way. And he's very close. Yeah, well done, Victor. What a great shot. Chris, exactly. Maybe after that. Yeah. Yeah, they are John George against Brian Dixon. Grant George is one shot down playing the last head, and at this stage, Morningside, Modderfontein is holding the shot. Well, Jerry got a piece of the jack. I don't know if he's holding. Mike Endeavour says that it's a measure. The Tauber also says he shot down, so both seconds are saying we are shot down. Yeah, Brian Dixon is holding 2 shots with, he's got 2 balls to come, and Grant George has got 2 balls to come. And Victor has just drawn a great shot, and he's actually turned the purple ball to the side as well, so he might have made 2 of it. Mike Endeavour says 1 down. Jerry will be happy to drop a 1 this set. I think that game deserves an extra head there. Cliffy, Grant George and Brian Dixon. It's been a very ding-dong battle there the whole game. And Grant George is 1 shot down playing the last end. He's got his first bowl in his hand, and he's 2 shots down in the end. 2 very good draws there from the Modderfontein side. Within 2 bowls within 6 inches of the jack. Well, Grant George, he didn't really have a smooth delivery there, but let's see what happens. He was looking for the jack and just slipped inside of the jack. So he's only got 1 bowl left. Well, I think Jerry's given away another shot now, so it could be 2. No, it's too big. Right, so there was 2 to Victor. So it's 14-10. Only 4 shots difference. With 2 ends to play. So this is the big head. If Victor can pick up another 2 or 3 here, and the game will be on. Brian Dixon is coming down. It looks like he's trying to block that hand that Grant George was playing. I don't think he's blocked it. He's sort of given him a guide. Paulo Vitali, who is playing second and for Grant George. A great ball there. That's exactly what the doctor ordered on the second last head. Certainly does favor the shorter to 3/4 heads there by Andreas. The nerves certainly will be yeah, it's a good ball in the head from Johan. It's a little bit short of the jack. It gives Andreas another opportunity. Exert the pressure. And you know, these players in the front here with Jerry haven't been in this situation before. So they will be feeling the nerves. A little bit of tension. Andreas has played in a couple of big events this year. He got to the final of the JBA, the Gauteng Open Fours. He played with Prince. Well, Grant George has just drawn the shot with his last bowl. Great bowl there by Grant. So that means it's a extra head. they go into play. Yeah, it was a great shot there from Grant. He had a ball about 2 feet in front of the jack, and he turned that ball perfectly onto the jack for shot. So extra head, as we said, that game deserves an extra head the way it's been. A bit of a ding-dong. Brian Dixon's having a good chat with his team to see what they should actually do. So a little bit of a high five there from Scott Davidson. And Grant George will take the mat. Ian Donaldson is leading for Grant George. He's got the mat looking very anxious and nervous. Right, in the meantime, Johan van der Walt, being the sportsman that he is, certainly has played a couple of great bowls there. To hold, looks like 2. But there's a good opportunity for Letabo now. I think that's the correct shot. Try and chop and line one of those short bowls or move the jack a meter. Just got to make sure he's got the weight. Yeah, he doesn't get the one away nicely. There's still an opportunity for Victor. Well, it's very dangerous on the extra head that they are playing, because Ian Donaldson has brought the mat up quite a distance and they are throwing the jack on the 2 meter mark, and very often somebody just tends to pick up the jack on the way through and stick it in the ditch, and that's the end of the game. So it's a big gamble. Important thing is for the players when the mat is up not to play short. You've got to get your first ball through the head. Well, Ian Donaldson is about 2 feet short, but he's made a target. Jack must look very, very tempting to play to pull the jack through. Yep, and Victor could be 3 down, which means that if he doesn't do anything with his last bowl, this game will be finished. After Jerry just covering for position now, he's holding 3, which is good enough to win the game. Next door, Brian Dixon is actually asking Scotty Davidson, his second. Nothing for short, he says, but the way that ball came out of Scotty's hand was a big wobble and he's dropped very, very short. Nervous delivery, yeah. And basically, he's blocked the hand as well. So it's up to Victor now. If he misses here, the game is over. Victor's certainly having a good look at it. No, it blasted away. So that's the end of the game. Well done to Jerry. Jerry played a great game there. One big ball turned around the whole game, swung the momentum in Jerry's game. Victor could not get off that 5. Valiant effort at the end there from Victor to come back. But we'll switch our cameras over to the extra end that has been played against Brian from Brian Dixon against Grant George. At this stage, with the skips to play their bowls, Grant George is holding 2 shots, and there's a lot of short bowls in the way. We're just getting our cameras there so you can watch the last 2 bowls of Brian Dixon. As I said, yeah, he basically opened up. So Brian Dixon has got 2 bowls. He's 2 shots down. This is an extra head. Score was 14 all after 18 ends. And Brian Dixon, very experienced player, a pro-tier player as well. And he's played these type of shots very often. Under pressure, playing the big shot. He doesn't really like. And Brian Dixon has picked up the jack and put it in the ditch. As we said earlier, Cliffy, it's a big gamble. That leaves Grant George. Grant George will be kicking himself for that first bowl of his by dropping short. Anything past the head was good. Yeah, finished the game off. Left the shot open for the opposition. So Grant George has got about a meter to draw the shot. Well, Grant George is not short yet. He's certainly not short. I think it's going to go into the ditch. Yes, so great shot there by Brian Dixon with his last bowl to put the jack in the ditch for game. Congratulations to Modderfontein, have done really well in the semi-finals. Prince Neolondo has won his game against Harold Miller, and James Galloway, it looks like he's through against Heinz Schleiser. James Galloway is 16-10 up after 16 ends. Yes, so well done to James as well. He's also winning everything. He's there in every tournament. So we'll see you back for the semi-finals at about 11:30. There should be some great games.
Thanks to our sponsors once again, Personal Trust. Yeah, it wasn't the best.
Oh, just a bit of.
Wasn't the best.
Oh, this is the long hits. Yeah. Probably the commentator in the nose. He's been drinking in the shade. Could have been drinking in the shade except for him. Now we've got to play in the sun. Dear. It's a shame we could have been sitting in the shade having a beer this afternoon, and look what he does.